Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavadpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Vavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Krishnakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahite Ratam Vedabja Bhaskaram Vande Shamadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetrananapadabhaho Sahasranamnam Stavanam Prashastam Niruchyate Janmadadadadishantyai. Namaste once again, everyone.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Good. I see everybody is marking their attendance as soon as they log in. Thank you very much.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram. So last class we saw completed the meaning of this sloka. Lokadhyaksha suradhyaksho dharmadhyaksha krita kritah chaturatma chaturvyuhas chaturdamstras chaturbhujah. This is what the meaning we saw. Now today we will go to the next sloka. I will chant the sloka. Bhrajishnur bhojanam bhokta Sahishnur jagadadijah anagho vijayo jeta vishwayo nifpunarvasuhu. So again, this sloka is having 10 namas. Bhrajishnuhu, bhojanam, bhokta, sahishnuhu, jagadadijah, anagaha, vijayah, jeta, Vishwayonihi and Punarvasuhu. These are the 10 namas. We will see the meanings. First one is Bhrajishnuhu. Bhrajishnuhu means the one who is radiant. Prakashikara Sattvat Bhrajishnuhu, says Adishankara. The word Bhrajishnu is derived from the dhatu Braj, in the meaning of shining, and it also means the one who is self-shining in the form of light. That is the shining power of the consciousness, and the consciousness which is the nature of the Atma. So Atma is self-shining, and it is that self-shining consciousness, that light, which makes everything known to us, that which makes the mind, the senses also conscious. So being in the form of consciousness, it reveals everything, and that is the essential nature of Bhagavan Parameshwara. So that is why he is called here Bhrajishnuhu, the self-shining consciousness. Talking about the nature of Parameshwara. The next nama is Bhojanam. Bhojanam, we will all very easily relate to this word. Bhojanam has got a meaning. First straight meaning is food. or anything that is enjoyed is also called bhojan in the language, in Sanskrit language, right? So bhojya swarupataya prakritihi maya bhojanam iti uchyate. So what is eaten is bhojana, food, and that is the Lord. If what is eaten is the Lord, then who is the eater? What is eaten is Ishvara, and the one who is eating also is Ishvara. That we will see next. Bhokta coming next. Bhojanam Bhokta next comes. We will see that in the next Nama. Krishna says in Gita, I am the sun, I am the Tejas, the shining, the energy, all of these which are there in the sun. I am also the Tejas, that is the reflected light in the moon. All this enter the earth with ojas. Ojas means all nourishing factors. And when they get absorbed in the plants and trees and all that, we get all this food out of it, which is containing all nourishing factors, which is essential for the sustenance of all living beings. Without sunlight and the moonlight, even moonlight also brings in a lot of nourishing factors. We must understand that. And the moonlight is very important for the earth to flourish with vegetation. So the plants and trees absorbs these ojas and convert them into food. Thus, the Lord is the form of annam, food, which is bhojana. And bhojana also, as I told you, has got a meaning of food for all the sense organs. Normally, food means we are talking about eating, right? Filling up our stomach. But bhojana is has a meaning of experience, which means that whatever we experience with our sense organs is also can be called bhojana. And that is the another meaning Adi Shankara takes. He says, it is the Maya or the Prakriti that has modified this world and is eaten. Eaten means enjoyed by the sense organs. And as Prakriti is non-separate from Brahman, from Bhagavan, as Maya is non-separate from Brahman, it is the Bhagavan alone is Bhojana, the enjoyed sense objects. So Bhojana in both the meanings, we can refer to Bhagavan with that name. And Pujya Swamiji, of course, adds a little more information. The food which is eaten in the Shastras is classified into 4 kinds. Bhakshya. Bhakshya means solids, which are chewed and eaten. Then Bhojya. Bhojya means liquids, which are to be drunk. Lehya. Lehya are semi-solids, like honey and all that. They are called Lehya. They are to be licked. The word lik dhatu itself means lick. We don't know whether the word lick in English is derived from lik in Sanskrit, because the sounds are very, very close. Lik and lick. That is lehya. Then choshya. Choshya means that which is what we can sucked, like the mango and all those. There is a special type of mango we get in the North India, which is called itself is called chausa. That mango you don't cut and eat. You actually, the top portion of the mango, you actually remove it, like we remove, the lid or something, and then you have to choose and eat that mango. Actually, once you do that, it is full of mango, what you call ras, mango juice, that mango. When you actually touch it also, it is very mushy to touch. but very sweet and very good mango. It cannot be cut and eaten, but it has to be chewed. That's why it's called chausa. In Hindi, the name is chausa. So choshya is the fourth type of food. So these are the four types of classification of foods in our Shastras. So Bhagavan is in the form of all these fourfold type of foods. So therefore, if Bhagavan is food, then who is the eater of this food? Next nama says Bhokta. Purusha Rupena Tam Prakritim Bhunkte iti Bhokta. Bhagavan is Bhokta, the eater also. Again quoting Gita, Bhagavan, what he says, the 15th, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. He says, I am the Vaishwanara Agni, the digestive fire in all pranis, in the deha of all the pranis. I am the one who digests everything which is eaten. What is eaten is also Bhagavan, and what is being, what is enjoyed by digesting that what is eaten is also Bhagavan. Everything is Bhagavan. Along with this prana, apana and all, I digest the food being samana, the digestive fire, he says in the 15th chapter. So Bhagavan is food and Bhagavan is the eater also. And Bhagavan alone is Bhokta, enjoying the sense objects as Purusha, the individual Jiva. Here Purusha means we have to take the meaning as individual Jiva. So when we say the Jivatma is enjoying, it is nothing but Ishvara is enjoying, saying Ishvara is enjoying. And we have seen that eventually everything resolves into the Brahman. Prakriti or Maya also resolves into the Brahman. So that way also he becomes the ultimate destination, the one who eats up everything as it were, one who resolves everything unto himself, Brahman or Ishvara. So that way also we can understand that he has Bhokta, Bhagavan has Bhokta. Then the next nama is Sahishnuhu, the one who has got absolute tolerance. Sahishnu. Hiranyakshadhin sahate abhibhavati iti Sahishnuhu. Adi Shankara is bringing a very beautiful meaning from the Puranas. Sahishnu is the one who has got the capacity to endure, tolerate something to a very large extent. Normally, when we go out in the sun, some people carry umbrella and all that because they cannot tolerate the heat of the sun. But many of us, we put up with the heat of the sun and endure it. Again, if someone is abusing us either orally or even sometimes physically, we don't retaliate. That shows our tolerance level for, bearing with all the, whatever is done to us. So everybody, if you look at it, has got certain capacity of forbearance. Even if suppose there is a cut in the hand, it's paining, still we don't, children may cry because their capacity of forbearance, tolerance is low. But as we grow up, we don't cry. We bear with the pain, whatever it is. It's only when it goes beyond our limit, we will cry or shout or whatever it is. Okay. So one, and especially when one is in the process of accomplishing something, some end, some this thing, goal. And the process itself will imply a lot of pain, effort, discomfort, and everything. And that could be a discomfort caused out of, hunger. you are observing, let's say, Ekadashi fast. Your entire system is used for 14 days to get food at regular time, at the appointed time. On the system doesn't know it is Ekadashi. So the system will again look forward for food. When that doesn't come forth, hunger pangs will come up, will start arising. But for that reason, do we go and eat? We don't. We tolerate that hunger, the pain of that hunger. So everybody has got certain tolerance levels from, let us say, degree from 0 to 10. You can actually measure the tolerance levels for everybody. And in spiritual journey, one of the important sadhanas is to develop and increase these tolerance levels. That is called titiksha. Tolerance of the opposites. Heat and cold. Oh, it's very hot. I can't sit without AC. If you have that problem and there is no AC, of course, if there is a AC, you put on a AC, no problem. If it is there, you enjoy. You are a bhokta. You are a Ishvara. But if there is no AC, if it is going to cause you some mental disturbance, some discomfiture which you cannot bear, then Vedanta says you need to work more on your titiksha. Whether it is too cold or too hot, a sadhaka has to bear all. He has to learn to tolerate, increase his capacity, increase his threshold levels for this tolerance. And that is one of the important sadhanas, even for getting qualification, necessary qualification for come to Vedanta study. It comes as part of the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. So, as I was saying, all human beings has got this sahishnutvam to some extent. It's in a relative measure. Everybody has got, somebody less, somebody more. But sahishnutvam of Bhagavan is absolute. And Bhagavan being a nirvikari, nothing disturbs him. And this is shown in many Puranas rather. Here Adi Shankara takes it from Bhagavad Purana. He went on tolerating all the akramams and atrocities done by Hiranyakashipu and all that. Hiranyaksha, everybody, all these asuras, or the adharmic people, whatever adharma they were doing, he went on tolerating. Eventually, he felt that their akramam is actually disturbing the sustainability of this bhumi, of this earth for all the living beings. At that time only he chooses to come, take avatara and put an end to all their atrocities. So this is sahishnutvam, absolute measure. He will tolerate everything to a very large extent. We must never ever be under a wrong impression that whatever we are doing, nothing is happening to us. We are happy by doing all these adharmic activities. If you are in such an illusion or a delusion, we must remember that the law of karma is watching everything. Bhagavan, Brahman, Sakshi Chaitanyam is recording all that you are doing. And at the right time, when you have actually outperformed your own previous performance of doing all the akramams, you will be taken care of. And that's in so many words, Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. It tells Arjuna, don't think that you are killing these people. They are actually already, their fate is written. They have to die in this war. You just be a nimitta. Nimitta matram bhava Arjuna, he says. So, what we have to understand is that just because nothing is happening to us, we must not think that Bhagavan Ishvara is tolerating everything. He has got his own laws. He will apply those laws at the right time and may take care of all these things. So that is this Sahishnutvam. Then Jagadadijaha. Jagada Adi Jaha. 3 words are this is samasa. Jagat Adi Jaha. Jagat means the world, the entire cosmos. Adi, first. Jaha means manifests. So the one who manifests at the beginning of this Jagat, that is at the beginning of this creation, the one who manifests is Jagadadijaha. Hiranya Garbha Rupena Jagadadau Utpadyate Swayamiti Jagadadijaha, says Adi Shankara. And we have seen one of the meanings of Hiranya Garbha is Brahmaji. And Brahmaji is also known as the firstborn. When Bhagavan started creation of this world, the first one to be created was Brahmaji. And then the task of further creation, Bhagavan delegated to Brahmaji. That is the reason why in many people believe Brahmaji is the creator. But Brahmaji on his own did not have any creative powers. Those creative powers were delegated by Ishvara to Brahmaji, and then he created everything. It is just like, we go to some government office, we think that the officer who is sitting in front of us is all powerful. He is powerful because he has got the powers delegated from his bosses. And from the top man, maybe the president of India has delegated powers to all these people. That is, with using those powers, they take all those decisions and do all the actions. They create a lot of problems for us, unlike Brahmaji. Brahmaji created a beautiful world, but these government officers created a lot of nasty problems for us. Anyhow, that's a part. Okay. And because he was the first to be created, Brahmaji also is talked about as the son of Vishnu in many Puranas. So we will wonder that Ishvara has also got sons and a family and all that similar to us or what. So what we have to understand is that Brahman from the standpoint of Karana Upadhi. Karana Upadhi means the unmanifest world. The Karana Prapancha is called Ishvara. The same Brahman from the standpoint of Sukshma Upadhi. Sukshma Upadhi means the subtle Prapancha. Sukshma Prapancha, subtle world, is called Hiranya Garbha. And from the standpoint of the Stula Upadhi, Stula Prapancha or the gross world, he is called Virat. And we have seen that creation is nothing but the manifestation of an unmanifest condition. When the unmanifest starts manifesting, what manifests first is the subtle universe. And then from that comes the gross universe. Sukshma Bhutas are the first one to come in subtle form. And that is called Hiranya Garbha. And to give it a sort of an identity or what you can call, a body, mind, sense complex, it has been given a figure of Brahmaji. So the Sukshma Prapancha is Hiranya Garbha, and that is what we call Brahmaji. Otherwise, Brahmaji is not someone who is saying some loka and all that, sitting on a throne and all that. This is from a Vedanta point of view. This is how we have to understand. From a Purana perspective, you can understand anything that suits your level of intellect. Not a problem. Four heads, this, that, and all. So many things are there from a Purana perspective. But from a Vedanta perspective, how we have to understand Brahmaji or Jagadadijaha is Ishvara manifest first in the form of the Sukshma Prapancha, the subtle universe. And that universe is called Hiranyagarbha. And because the subtle universe is born before the gross universe is born, he is called Adijaha, the firstborn, born before everything. And here born and all is all as if born. It's all manifestation. Okay. So at the beginning of the creation, he manifests as Hiranyagarbha, and hence he is called Jagadadijaha. Excuse me. So that was Jagadadijaha, the firstborn, or the one who was born before everything else, the one from whom the first creation happened, the Hiranyagarbha happened. Okay. Then the next Nama, 146th Nama, Anagaha. Anagaha means, Agaha means Papa. Anagaha means the one who is free from Papa. Simple. Agham na vidyate asya iti anagaha, says Adi Shankara. So Bhagavan is Anaga, the one who is free from Papa. By understanding Bhagavan as oneself, one also becomes the Anagha, free from Papa. But question is, when you say Bhagavan is free from Papa, then somebody may ask, that means what? Bhagavan has got punya or what? Is subject to punya or what? And so all karmas of Bhagavan are all punya karma. So he earns punyas. This is the question automatically. When you say one, immediately we will always jump to the other side. But that's not the correct understanding. When it is said Papa, it includes punya also. Basically, he is free from all karma phalas, whether it is punya or Papa. That is the extended meaning of Agha we have to take. Agha includes punya also. Okay. And we can even further extend it to, because it's punya Papa which is responsible for rebirth. So Bhagavan is free from rebirth also. Rebirth means birth also, another birth also. Okay. And in his Swarupa, Bhagavan is neither a doer nor an enjoyer, and therefore he is ever free. So he is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And the one who understands, realizes, and the one who abides in this knowledge of Aham Brahmasmi, Swarupataya Aham Satyam Jnanam Anantam Asmi, the one who understands this, he will become Anagha. Because once you understand your Swarupa is the same as Bhagavan's Swarupa, you will also become Anagaha like Bhagavan is. So once you understand that, once you become a Jnani, this entire Vishnu Sahasranamam, when you read, you will realize that it is nothing but glorifying your own self. Not this body, mind, sense complex, but the glorification of your Swarupa. That is what it is. And who does not like to hear good things about oneself? Isn't it? So that is the meaning that. So by gaining the knowledge of Bhagavan, discovering the meaning of Bhagavan, what is Bhagavan, what is Ishvara, what is Brahman, what is Maya, through all these Vishnu Sahasranamam, 1,000 names of Bhagavan, Vishnu or Ishvara, one gets free not only from Papa but also Punya, which means what? This knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi knowledge, gets rid of all the karma account from your Karana Sharira, which is stored there. Control, Alt, Delete you do for all your karmas. Then no more rebirth. That is what happens. Till that, one is under the spell of this Punya Papa. Because of our ignorance, we do not understand, we do not know our real identity, our real nature. We are taking us to be this body, mind, sense complex. We take ourselves to be Aham Karta, Aham Bhokta. And as long as Kartritvam and Bhoktritvam is there, this Punya and Papa will follow all those karmas. And it will get added. And then Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam will keep on taking place. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna addresses Arjuna at one place as Anaga. Anaga means the one who does not have any papa, sinless one. That is in the 4th chapter, I think. He says, even if you are a Papa Kritatma, Papa Kritatma means the most exalted among all those who have committed Papa Karmas. That is all akarvams, wrong actions and all atrocities. Bhagavan says, you will cross everything by the boat of knowledge. And the Shrutis also, where the Upanishads talk of him as Apahata Papma is the word used in Upanishads, free from Papa. Chandogya Upanishad used this word. So Bhagavan is free from all papas, is Anagaha. This is the meaning. Then Vijaya, very simple, the one who is ever victorious. Vijayate Jnana Vairagya Aishwaryadibihi Gunaihi Vishwamiti Vijaya. Shankara says, don't take that Vijaya means fighting a war and winning. Previous Nama was free from Papa. And also through his excellence of his gunas, Jnanam, Vairagyam, Aishwaryam, the 6 bhagas which we have been talking about once in a while. And also knowledge, dispassion, by overlordship, Aishwaryam, etc. in absolute measure, he is ever victorious. There is nothing called failure for Bhagavan. Any success or victory gained by anybody is the victory of Bhagavan himself. That we must understand. Any glory that we experience in this entire prapancha is the glory of Bhagavan. It is because of Bhagavan's glory that that glory gets manifested in some individuals, some jivas. They become the reflective medium for that good glory. That's all. And to do that, for that, they must have done some sadhanas, some good karmas and all that, either in this janma or in the previous janma or in both. Because of that, they have been selected for manifestation of that glory of Bhagavan. That is why when we have certain accomplishments, it is very important that we recognize that those accomplishments as Bhagavan's accomplishments and not ours. The moment we take those accomplishments as ours, what happens? Our balloon of ego will start bloating. It will start growing. And when once that happens, all this jnanam, vairagyam, business and all, which you might have little bit earned, will also be lost. Ahankaram is the worst enemy for any spiritual progress. So when we realize that, when we understand that this is Bhagavan's grace which is being manifest through me, I am only a nimitta for Bhagavan to exhibit his glory to this entire world. Nothing more than that. I am like a mirror, and the Bhagavan's all achievements and his glory is getting reflected like a torch being shown on the mirror and getting reflected, spreading light everywhere. If we understand all our success in that perspective, then we don't lose track. In fact, we will actually make progress by that understanding in our spiritual journey. Okay. In fact, Keno Upanishad says, Brahmaha Devebhyo Vijigye. Brahman alone gained victory for the Devas. Now, we read in the Puranas, Devas fought and they were victorious and all. Keno Upanishad says, all this victory they got because of the power of Brahma. Because Brahman blessed, not Brahmaji, Brahman blessed all of them. That is the consciousness. It is the victory of the consciousness. That's what it says. Vijaya. Then the next nama is Jeta. The one who excels all beings naturally. He doesn't need to do anything to excel. Yato atishete sarva bhutani swabhavatah atah jeta, he says Adi Shankara. By his natural glories, sarvani bhutani atishete, he always excels, stands above everyone. That is actually a continuation of Vijaya and then Jeta. Okay, so it's the same thought which is flowing through. He is Vijaya, victory, and Jeta, the victorious. So if victory is Bhagavan, the victorious is also Bhagavan. What we aspire for is the end to be gained. If we aspire for Bhagavan, he becomes the end. By knowing him, you gain victory in achieving Bhagavan. The knowledge of Ishvara makes you gain him. And then there is no more success to be gained, no more victory to be gained. That is the final Paramam Padam, gaining Ishvara, gaining the knowledge of Ishvara, discovering Ishvara within oneself. That is the Paramam Padam. You recognize that fact, that reality, and that knowledge will make you also a Jeta. Because the seeker and the sought are not different, they are one and the same. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Says the Upanishad, the knower of Brahman, Brahmavid, becomes Brahman, Brahma Eva Bhavati. Therefore, the victorious is also Bhagavan alone. He is Vijaya, he is also Jeta. This is the meaning. Okay. Then he is Vishwayonihi. Again, the same Hiranyagarbha, all that we have seen. The same idea is getting repeated in different words. Vishwayonihi, the one whose womb is, whose yoni is the universe. Okay. Vishwayonihi asyeti vishwascha asau yonischa iti va vishwayoni. Two meanings he is taking. Okay. The Vishwa, the universe, is his yoni, his womb. Because the womb is a place where something manifests. And the Lord manifests himself through this universe. That is why he is called Vishwayoni. Or he is known as Vishwayoni because the Lord himself is the Vishwa and he is also its yoni. He is both the universe and its cause. Because as we have seen, what is the material cause? It is nothing but Ishvara and Maya, nothing but Ishvara, which is Brahman and Maya put together. So the Lord is Vishwa, the Lord is Yonihi, so he is Vishwayonihi, both he is. That way also we can take that. In fact, we have seen this Vishwayonihi earlier also, some time ago. There he took the meaning as Jagat Karanam. That is why he is Vishwayonihi. Here he extended meaning to the Lord manifesting as the Jagat itself. There he was a Karanam. Here Adi Shankara says he is also the Karyam. He is also the Jagat. So that is how he differentiates between the two Vishwayonihi, which are occurring in Vishnu Sahasranamam. Then the last nama of this shloka, Punarvasuhu. Punarvasuhu means the one who repeatedly dwells in bodies. Punaha punaha sharireshu vasati kshetrajna swarupena iti punarvasuhu. Since he resides in these bodies again and again as Kshetrajna, as the Jiva, he is called Punarvasuhu. When it is said that the Lord is the cause of the universe, it does not mean that the creation has begun at some particular point in time. It is a cycle. And in a cycle, we don't know which is the starting point. That is why our Shastras say we do not know when this entire process of this creation happened. Beginningless times, it says. We do not know the beginning at all. Nobody can know it also. And that is the biggest difference in our approach to the creation and the Western approach to the creation. Our approach to the creation is cyclical. Because when we observe the entire creation, the entire nature, it is cyclical. It cannot be any different. When we talk of the seasons, it is cyclical. One after the other come, again the same season comes. When we talk of the earth, it is cyclical, goes around the sun and comes to the same point again. When we talk of the moon, it is cyclical, goes around the earth. When we talk of the solar system, it is cyclical because it is going round the entire, what we call the galaxy. Everything is cyclical. When we look at a simple tree, its life is cyclical. It also is spring season, autumn season, and all that. Every season, the tree undergoes a change. And in the same season, next year, it will come back to the original position. Everything is cyclical. So, logically speaking, also from our own experience, from our own visual experience, we can see that this entire prapancha works cyclically. And that is why we dismiss all these linear, theories which explain the creation, which is normally used by this Darwin and company. Linear, man came from ape. We will say if man has come from ape, we will go back to ape. That is our cyclical theory. In fact, many of them are still having a lot of ape-like qualities, monkey-like qualities. That's a different story. But this is the difference between our understanding of the universe or the creation and the Western understanding of the creation. What they have done is they have taken an arc, one portion of the cycle, and they are trying to interpret, superimpose that onto the entire creation, which according to us is totally ignorant way of approaching this issue. So that is why he is Punarvasuhu, again and again in cycle, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarvasuhu, Punaha Punaha Sharireshu Vasati, Kshetranya Swarupena. Okay, so this entire universe comes into being again and again with time and space and then goes into unmanifest condition. And as the various shariras come into being, he alone resides, Bhagavan alone resides in all the shariras as Kshetranya. So again and again in this Brahman alone, the entire world exists. Therefore also he is Punarvasuhu. This is the meaning of the word Punarvasuhu. So now we will go to the next sloka. Upendro Vamana Pramshuhu Amoga Shuchirurjidah Atindra Sangraha Sargo Dhridatma Niyamo Yamaha. Another nice sloka, and this has got 12 namas. Upendraha, Vamanaha, Pramshuhu, Amogaha, Shuchihi, Urjidaha, Atindraha, Sangragaha, Sargaha, Dhritatma, Niyamaha, Yamaha. 12 namas are there in this shloka. We will see the meaning. Upendraha. Upendra has got two meanings which sound exactly opposite. One meaning is who is the younger brother of Indra, Upa Indra. Or the one who is above Indra, Upari Indra. Both meanings are there. Okay. So Adi Shankara says, Indram apagataha anujat Vena iti Upendraha Yadva Upari Indraha Upendra. Both meanings he is saying, explain. As we all know, Indra is the Lord of heaven. Okay. He is the Raja of all the Devas, Indra. To help him, the Lord was born to Aditi and Kashyapa Rishi. This is the Vamana Avatara we are talking about. So there he is the Anuja or younger brother of Indra. Indram Upagataha, the one who followed Indra. So from that meaning, in his Vamana Avatara, Bhagavan is called Upendraha, whose younger brother, whose follower of Indra. And Adi Shankara, he quotes from Harivamsha Purana to derive this meaning. Upendra, to derive the meaning as Upendra being superior to Indra. Mamopari yatendrastvam stapito gobhirishwaraha Upendra iti krishnam tvam gasyanti bhuvi devataha. So this is the meaning Adi Shankara takes for explaining that Upendra also means one who is above Indra, who is Upari Indra. So here it's a story from Krishna Avatara, where Bhagavan taught a lesson to Indra and showed that he is superior to Indra. And that is why he is Upendra. And Puja Swamiji adds that we can see a deeper meaning in this nama. each of our sense organs is presided over by a devata. This we all know, those who are religiously inclined people who actually chant, do pujas and all that. Whenever we are doing any sankalpa, and after that, when we do all this, what is called Anganyasa, Karanyasa, all that nyasa and all we do, recalling one devata and placing or sort of identifying that devata in each part of our body, rather, we will understand that all parts of our body has one Adhisthana devata. So each sense organ is presided over by a devata. Again, because every sense organ throws light on its own specific particular sphere, it is a deva. Like for example, Chakshut Devata. Only sight sphere, it throws light, it gains knowledge. So like that, every sense organ has got its own devata who is the devata for that particular function, rather. Okay. But then the senses cannot function without the mind behind them, isn't it? And mind also becomes a means of perception and cannot perceive a seer who is a pramata behind the mind. The eyes cannot see, the ears cannot hear, the mind cannot think without the knower who makes the perception possible. Therefore, the pramata, the knower, is the Indriyanam Raja. And who is that knower? Nothing but consciousness, nobody else other than consciousness. Is the Indriyanam Raja, king of all the sense organs, including the mind. So the Indriyas are like devatas, and the pramata, the knower, is like Indra, the king of Indriyas. And who is that pramata? That pramata is nothing but ahankara. But the swarupa of that ahankara, I, is what? Is the Atma. And which is lending Sat and Chit to this ahankara, existence and consciousness to this ahankara, through and making it the knower, the pramata, and then through that, it, that knower as the Indra, rather, because we said knower is equivalent to Indra, because the knower is the one who acts through the sense organs, the devas, for gaining knowledge of through the sense organs. So the one who is empowering the pramata, the one who is superior to the pramata, the Indra, Indra Devata within us, who is the ego, who is the what you can call ahankara, the one who is powering that ahankara is superior to that Indra. That is why he is called Upendra. This is the deeper meaning which Pujya Swamiji very beautifully has brought out in his commentary, rather. This is the Adhyatmika meaning, rather, which is centered on oneself. So how do we understand the word Upendra? We can understand the word Upendra, the Nama Upendra, as our Satchit consciousness and existence, our Atma. We can understand that Upendra as our own Atma, so Rupataya. This is a beautiful exposition of this word Upendra which Swamiji has done. Then Vamanaha, the one who is in the form of a dwarf, and also it has got a meaning of the one who is adorable. Balim Vamana Rupena Yachitavan iti Vamanaha. Then Sambhajaniya iti va. Sambhajaniya iti va. So in the Vamana Avatara, the Lord was born as Upendra and assumed the form of Vamana, a dwarf, right? And went to Mahabali and begged as a small Brahmin boy. He went and begged. Mahabali was a great giver, rather, he has never refused anything to anybody. So when he wanted to beg from Mahabali, he made himself into a small dwarf. Okay. And once the promise was given, he asked for 3 steps, three lengths, 3 measures of land from Mahabali. So Mahabali said, that's all, small boy, 3 measures of land by measured by his walk, 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. That's all you want, take it. And that promise was given by Mahabali. Bhagavan shed his Vamana Avatara. He became this entire Vishwa itself. And then we all know the story. The first step, entire Bhuloka he covered. Second step, he covered all the other lokas, and there was no more space left for the 3rd step. Of course, the story goes Purana story, so there will be some loopholes in that. Mahabali said, put your 3rd step on my head. So he put it on Mahabali's head, and then the story, people who are from Kerala will know those. So we don't need to go into that. So this is the one meaning of the word Vamana. Then he says, Sambhajaniya iti Vamana. The Lord as Vamana is seated in the middle of the heart. That is the one who obtains in the buddhi. Vamana also means the one who is most sought after. The one who is recognized, understood, and in whose gain everything is gained. It is said in Kathopanishad, Madhye Vamanam Asinam Vishwe Deva Upasate. Even the Devas worship whom, and because of whose grace they are Devas, that Vamana is there, Madhye, in the heart, that is in the buddhi, Kathopanishad. So Sambhajaniya means Pujya. The one who receives all forms of worship, and Atma, which is the Pujya Vastu. If the Atma is the altar obtaining in the buddhi, then what are the offerings of flowers, etc., which is used in the worship of that? Any sound that we hear in any form, or any color that we see, any smell we get, any taste or any touch that we experience, all of them go to the mind and then go to the pramata, the knower, and finally they fall like flowers at the feet of the Atma alone, because Atma is chakshuhu, eye of the eye, ear of the ear, and so on. Ultimate Lord is this Atma. All Indriyas do upasana, worship to the Atma by presenting, offering all these objects. Thus the Atma is Sambhajaniya, which is known as Vamana. And here a very important message comes to us. Whatever we offer to the Bhagavan in our normal puja, be it flowers, be it fruits, we ensure that they are pure, they are whole, they are worth offering to Bhagavan. Even Naivedyam that we offer, you purify that Naivedyam with some ghee, lest some impurities might have crept in by the time of preparing it and offering it to Bhagavan. that purification is done by adding a little bit of, this clarified butter or ghee, and then we offer it to Bhagavan. In essence, what we see, we offer only everything which is pure and which can be offered to Bhagavan. Similarly, in the internal Adhyatmika Upasana, if all our sense organs, whatever they gather, they are offering to Bhagavan as Upasana, offering rather. We must be very careful in making sure that everything that enters into our mind through all these sense organs have that necessary purity to be offered to our Atma. And that is where our managing all these sense organs and also managing the mind becomes very, very important. If we take that this meaning of all indriyas offering, doing upasana and offering these, all that they are experiencing, they are gathering from this world, that understanding itself is a very big step in spirituality. Very big step in going towards our end goal of understanding aham, nothing but Brahmasmi. That is the beauty of this word Vamana. We will continue, there's a little more say, because this same meaning is covered in Shivamanasa Puja also. So that is how the meaning of this Vamana comes from that. I will explain the beginning of the next class, already 7 o'clock, we will stop. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Namaste, Guruji.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hari Om
Guruji.
Guruji.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you,
Thank
Guruji.
you, Guruji.
Yep.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Harihi Om.
I have a question, Guruji.
Yes, please.
I need little more understandings of the word Kshetrajna, because in two specific areas it was mentioned. I'm just not clear about that. That Namam Kshetrajna, as I understood, it was the dwelling, but it also sees the dweller. So I just need some clarification, Guruji.
Yes, yes. See, these words like Kshetrajna and all that, we have to always take the meaning depending upon the context. Because in some context, Kshetrajna may refer to the indweller, the Sachit consciousness which is there. In some other context, Kshetrajna, especially in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan takes the word Kshetrajna as the one who is the knower of the Kshetra. Kshetra means either you can take your body, mind, sense complex, or the entire world is the Kshetra. So the one who knows this entire Kshetra, that is I, the body, mind, sense complex, not I, the consciousness. So the Kshetrajna, the Kshetram Janati iti Kshetrajna. That is the derivation of the word Kshetrajna. Kshetram Janati, the one who knows the Kshetra. Kshetra refers to the entire universe. The empirical world. The one who knows is Kshetrajna. Now, in some cases, the Kshetrajna also, it is taken because Atma also can be called a Kshetrajna, because for that knowledge to be gained by that ego, the I, the ego, without Atma, it cannot gain that knowledge. It is the Atma which is providing the consciousness for the ego to gain that knowledge. So from that perspective, Atma also can be called Kshetrajna. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, I am above Kshetra and Kshetrajna. That means there he talks about Kshetrajna as being the empirical world, the knower of the empirical world. So the Jivatma, you can call. Kshetranya is equal to the Jivatma. And he is, Bhagavan is Paramatma, the one who powers the Jivatma, the Kshetranya. That meaning here also, that's the same meaning which has been taken as Kshetranya. So everything will depend on the context in which we are actually looking at a word. Because the word Atma itself in the scriptures are used in different meanings. Even the Manas is called Atma in some places. Then the I, the ego, the self, that is the non-Sachidananda self, body, mind, sense complex is also called Atma in some places. So if that is why, it is said that these scriptures we must never ever read on our own and try to understand it. We must always learn the scriptures from gurus who have actually studied from the gurus in the parampara. And for us, the authorities are like Adi Shankara, and also so many Tikakaras are there. Anandagiri and also many Madhusudana Saraswati. How they have interpreted that particular word in that particular context is what we can go by. Because we have not studied everything like they have studied. Like Adi Shankara, he is, Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam, he is. We struggle to study even one script in our lifetime. Isn't it?
Yeah.
How much they have studied. When they interpret, they know the overall, the big picture. So in the particular context, what is the meaning of that word we should take? They will take that. In fact, I was just explaining to one of the students here, I will not take his name. He sent me a query. The word, there is a word in Taitra Upanishad, there is a mantra there. That mantra is Swadhyayan ma pramadit Swadhyayan ma pramadah or something like that. I'm forgetting the mantra. Yeah, Swadhyayan ma pramadah. That is the mantra. It comes in Shikshavali. From where are we getting this? Some echo sound is coming from some place. Doesn't matter. Now it stopped. Okay. So the word pramadaha, swadhyaya means what? Swadhyaya means adhyayana, one's own adhyayana. Means what? Whatever you have. This is actually occurring in Taittiriya Upanishad, this mantra, when the Guru is giving Upadesha to a student who has completed his studies and he is going out of the Gurukulam. So all the Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava, all that he says, gives a lot of advice to the student. So there he says, Swadhyayan na pramadaha, ma pramadaha. Ma means do not. Now the word pramadaha has got a meaning of intoxication. It has a meaning of happiness. It has a meaning of carelessness. So the word pramadaha, if you look at the dictionary, it has got some 6-7 meanings. Question is, what meaning are you going to apply here? So one interpretation you can take is, if you take the meaning of intoxication, don't get intoxicated by your swadhyaya. What does that mean? Then don't drown yourself in doing this swadhyaya. Do swadhyaya, but don't do it in such a way that you are becoming totally addicted to this swadhyaya. That one meaning can be taken, isn't it? But that is not the meaning which should be taken, because a guru will never say that. Guru has told him, practice again and again and again and again for all the learning to go and, settle in your mind. So the meaning that we have to take is pramadaha means careless, neglect. That meaning is what we have to take. Now, how, on what authority we can take that meaning? We have to refer to all the authorities like Taittiriya Upanishad, various commentaries, tikas are available. So you refer to those tikas, you refer to Adi Shankara's Bhashyam on Pramadaha, and then you come to know in this context what is the meaning that we have to take. So like that in Shastra, that is why Shastra we say has to be studied from a Guru, because the Guru would have done this exercise for you and he will tell you. And then you gain that knowledge, and when you become a Guru, you can tell your students this information. And that is why the parampara becomes very important in Shastra studies. That's why they say never ever undertake Shastra studies on your own rather. People think that Shastra, Upanishad and all is like reading some novel, some thriller. You can bedside reading. It is not like that. Every word, and dictionaries will be of no help. In dictionary, they will give you 7 meanings. Which meaning are you going to take to understand what is being said? And that is why this Guru Parampara, this the entire Sampradaya teaching becomes very important in Shastra. Same thing with words like Kshetranya. In what context the Kshetranya word is used, we have to understand that context. And then we can say this is the meaning we can take. In Sanskrit, there is no one meaning for one word, unlike other languages like English. One word, whether it is a verb or whether it is a noun, it can have several meanings. And when it comes with a upasarga, the meaning totally can change. So many grammatical aspects are there of Sanskrit. And some of my Sanskrit students who are in the class are getting more and more frustrated because of the complexities of the language. But of course, they are putting their best effort in understanding. That is the meaning of Kshetranya.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nicely done.
Any more question, please? No more?
Guruji, probably in Kshetrajna, still there is a knower and known. Is it not, Guruji? Probably in Paramatma that all merges.
Yeah. Knower. So knower is Pramata.
Yeah. So that knower and known,
known is
still there's a
Kshetra.
distinction.
Huh?
So there's still the distinction between the knower and the known.
Yeah, Kshetranya distinction is there. But the question here is, Kshetranya, does it refer to the Atma? Because Atma also
Atma, no distinction.
Hmm?
No distinction probably in Atma, no, like that, Guruji. Knower, known. No distinction as knower, known, everything merge,
Correct. That is true. But when we use a word Kshetranya, are you referring to the known, knower, or Atma? So when everything merges in Atma, the Atma also can be called Kshetranya.
Correct.
Atma also can be called Kshetra.
Yes.
Ultimately, what is there is only Atma. All these are all words we are superimposing to, on that Atma for the purposes of our understanding. But what is there?
Meditation, it will be very difficult now, Guruji. Without meditation to understand all these things.
Meditation is true, but what is required is contemplation.
Correct.
Contemplation is nothing but a form of meditation. You don't need to close your eyes and all that. Go to the place which is not disturbing you and bring all these thoughts in your mind, contemplate it and try to make out what the big picture is. As long as you are not able to focus your mind, your internal organs on the big picture, these things will evade you. They will elude you. So you have to raise your level to go and see. When you are talking about Kshetra, what are we talking about? Start with your body, mind, sense complex. But you need to expand that vision to Kshetra, to everything, to include the stars, the moon, the planets, everything, the galaxies, what they call comets, everything is all Kshetra only. Once you understand that is the kshetra and you know, whether you know general terms, because detailed you will not be able to know. Only Ishvara knows the detail. But you have to keep on increasing your vision. The more you understand about what the totality is, the more you come nearer to the totality. And eventually you become the totality. Lose all your individuality. That is the path, spiritual path. That is how we have to progress. Expanding our vision, expanding our mind from a narrow approach, open it up. That's how we progress in spirituality. Yeah. I can go on talking like this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Any more question?
Hari Om.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om, Guruji.
So shall we close the session today and continue next Sunday?
Yes.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskar.
Namaskaram, everybody. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
धन्यवादः हरि ओम
Dhanyavadaha. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.